ordinance on Stephanie a couple weeks ago, responding a lot to some calls from citizens, stuff that that we were able to follow up on and take care of. Again, the RV's kind of been taking up a lot of our time. So I think I told you last time we did a push first in Kenyon, which has created a lot of parking complaints coming into us all throughout most of this industrial area behind us. We're really looking at this to see if we can combine some streets together this next month. To see if we can get some stuff moved along. Part of the problem that we're seeing is we act on the 72-hour notice kind of a thing, and we just kind of get pushed, go around the block kind of thing. And it seems like it's a never-ending task for us. So, but we're trying to keep things, keep it cleaned. We've had a couple of encampment stuff, small stuff we've located and been able to get that reported. Hopefully, we get them pushed to get some mostly done. I know we heard from Randy about some RVs over here, and we saw them last week behind the community center on Hunter Drive. So those are gone. But one was towed previously. We're impounded. The other two are gone. And then there's some camping going on behind that. Are you aware of that? Yes. Okay. So we were in there the other day. That's got to be addressed. So that's been referred and is going to be addressed. And if you have any concerns specifically about the car, just let me know. We'll make sure that that's what we're going to go fast on. So as far as the crime stuff goes, it's continuing the same kind of stuff again with our property crimes. For the most part, things have been.
I'm sorry, I'm new to it, so I haven't heard. I didn't hear last time you guys were here, so you can kind of elaborate on the property crimes that you're kind of speaking to.
Typically, that's kind of our main piece about crime. It's kind of our property crime stuff. Again, the car prowls, burglaries. It seems like it kind of fluctuates between residential and commercial, but they'll stay kind of consistent for us. That's pretty consistent throughout the entire city.
Okay.
And I think you've seen this on the news. It's been reported that property crimes are pretty high. There's lots of reasons for that. The best thing I can say is watch out. Report that suspicious activity because we do develop leads out of those. I know a lot of times we get reports on one place. Maybe we don't get there, but then a call comes in later on, and we tie those together to say, well, that's interesting. So maybe we get them ID there so that we can drop back the other way.
And Officer Mazzuca, I'm just going to interrupt for 1 second and just remind everybody that I know on Facebook and I'm sure I see a lot of people posting videos of shady stuff that's going on, and you always tell us that we should be sending the videos to you. So I just want to reiterate that we want to send the videos to the police. If you don't want to send it to the police, send it to spnaseattle@gmail.com. We'll get it to the police. But I'm seeing all the time people posting things getting stolen and.
Can you do it anonymously on Find It, Fix It? I think you can, can't you? And you could post.
If it's Find It, I would go to Find It, Fix It. I would use Find It, Fix It for parking issues or maybe like an encampment issue.
What about people looking in mailboxes or looking in cars? They haven't done anything.
I just got your thing.
Yeah, because on my old phone I had to Find It, Fix It. But
that's a thing I would call. If you see something like that, that's a 911 call.
Oh.
Yeah, that's a 911 call right away.
Okay.
Because again, that's one of those things. So it comes up. Someone walking around the neighborhood looking into mailboxes. That's something you need to know about. If they're not looking in one, they're probably looking in one. So, but at least I have a description now.
Yes.
Because the reason is maybe we're going to catch them later on, and now we can tie them. Especially if we have reports that come in later
In the same area.
in the same area that we might be able to tie it in, and maybe we can identify victims. The thing with mail theft is we usually get that mail later, and we can identify victims. So we can put a case together.
Hey Ken,
Track what I was going to say.
follow up on the thing about the Facebook video evidence and things like that. Like to emphasize, if you have video evidence of a crime, especially if it's in a timely manner, don't just send that immediately. That's a 911 call as well, because we may have someone that had already responded to a call in another area, like Ken said, and then now if you call that in and say, hey, I saw this and here's the video, the officers on patrol get that and say, okay, hey, that matches the description of the last call we got. So don't just wait to send that to Ken. If you get that kind of stuff, call that in, because that's sometimes a missing link.
Yeah. And let me add one last thing.
So somebody calls 911 and says, I have video of somebody who just broke into my garage 30 minutes ago.
Oh.
The operator will give you an email address or some way to send that video you have on your cell phone to them.
No, that's something that an officer needs to come out to.
Yeah, and they'll take that. They'll take that video. They'll somehow get it from.
Okay, they'll figure it out.
Yeah.
Got it.
Okay, you don't have to worry about that part. We'll get it.
And in fact, like I've had those burglary calls before, and if we get an image, I had a case up at the junction, and we were able to get, the guy was able to send me a photo. We were able to get that, we were able to blast that out on our computers. We ended up catching them that day. So it's nice that we can get that image.
I think we had a question over here too.
Yeah. I'm
Oh,
sorry.
I was just gonna ask, how do you send a photo to a police officer? I didn't really understand that.
Well, if an officer
So you're saying
comes
you
in,
just call the police officer and then you show them the photo
yeah, and
or the video?
they may have you email that to them, and then they can download that and put it into our system. Because there's certain ways that we have to store that. Yes, sir.
But tell the 911 officer that you have a video in addition to your reporting what happened.
Yes.
Okay.
So what's gonna happen?
And ask the 911 officer for clarity about what do I do with the video.
Some things you can report online.
Yeah.
But if you have evidence or something like that, it's gonna be an officer coming out. They're not
Okay.
gonna be able to do that online.
Okay.
So those online property reports are not gonna be able to do it. The thing about, when I say about video evidence, we have some stuff from up on the hill that we've been getting suspicious activity. Just know that we're reviewing that, we're looking for criminal pieces to that. Sometimes it may not something that we're gonna act on, but we're gonna refer that to someone else. So if there's a delay, just understand that that's being looked at, that may have to be looked at a little bit differently, meaning we have to put people on that to watch it. We all know what suspicious stuff looks like, but trying to get from, my gut says one thing to a criminal act to where we can act on, sometimes takes a little bit of work. So, I'm sure you had something.
That's right. I think you mostly answered it. It was mostly a follow-up to if they're, when we had our burglary, the officers were great and we were able to give the video to them, but that time, there's a bit of a time lag between the time that the incident happened and that the video was downloaded and it was sent out. So I'm wondering if there's any possibility of in the future having like a one email address or one place that we could send videos from incidents.
No, pretty much the officer, then they're gonna make sure that they can get that uploaded correctly, and then it gets to the detectives. That's the important part, is that transfer from patrol to the detectives, especially for property crimes, because they're in the precinct. And then from there, they're gonna get that report, and then they can put those bulletins out. That's what they're really looking at. So the faster we can get that out, the better it is. Does that make sense? Versus if it comes to me, it might be delayed a little bit. I would say one last thing, you'll probably see a little bit of additional patrols this month in South Park. So that's a good thing, right?
Yes.
More the better.
Thank
So,
Can
yes.
there was an incident 2 weeks ago on 13th Place South. There was people screaming. I think a car intentionally hit another car. I was just wondering if you had any info about what was going on.
I did. Yeah, I mean, I do remember the call coming out. We just looked at that as a matter of fact. I know that's under investigation. Once it gets to that level, I don't want to speak about the specifics of it. Once the detectives get it, I can try to get you some more next time. Hopefully that'll be resolved.